Hello, greetings, beautiful beings, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here and tuning in. I am very grateful to be delivering these messages from my heart to yours. And I feel like this one's going to resonate with a lot of people and be very activating. That's the key word for this message, is activating. So before we dive in, let's just all together take a nice deep breath in through the nose all the way. 100%. And let it all out through the mouth. And remember to keep those big breaths coming, especially when you're listening to any kind of divine messages or really anything. Breath really is the best way to just ground in and, be able to calm yourself, calm your thoughts, calm your nervous system, especially when everything is so chaotic and so intense. I think July was a really intense month for a lot of us. I mean, wow. Just crazy. But I really want to just speak on this because this is what the biggest thing that is coming through is more and more, a lot of us, everyone watching this pretty much, we are beginning to more and more activate. We are activating our remembrance of who we are. We are activating our divine blueprint. We are activating our mission, our purpose work, why we're here to assist humanity. And this is so beautiful. It really is, but it can also be a kind of a tumultuous process because it's one of those things that involves having to let go of so much programming of how we think we have to show up in the world, or there's actually a lot of subconscious programming from how we were raised in our culture and TV and everything, that we think we have to show up in a certain way. And for many of us, our higher selves are asking us to be more authentic and be original, be unique, be who we are. We're not meant to be these cookie cutter people. We're all meant to be different. We're all meant to shine in our own unique way. We're all unique fingerprints of God. And there's a lot of, I want to say, initiations on this process, because no matter what, you're going to have to find, this is the way it's coming to me now, is you're going to have to find the right validation, which is within you, which is the actual service work, which means, because our service work is, we all have our own unique gifts to offer the world, and it's important, I found, that we remember that it's not about the external validation, because a lot of times we won't see that right away. And all I mean by that is, you gotta follow your heart. This is what I'm really trying to say, is you gotta follow your heart and show up the way that your higher self is guiding you to. Show up in the way you feel called, which involves being brave. And you might not get the external validation that you might think you want, that your ego thinks you want, but I'll tell you something important, is that it doesn't even matter, because literally, just a reminder, all you need is your internal validation, which is knowing that you're doing what you're meant to do. Even if you show up, and speak your heart, and there's only like one person in the room, it doesn't matter. I guess that's an example for what I'm doing, even if I'm just speaking to myself right now. As long as I know that my heart is pure and I'm doing this out of love, because I feel inspired to, because I feel called to, because I want to, assist others, and, in the same way I'm assisting myself, because that's how we, it's both. Versus, waiting until you get praise or criticism or anything like that. It doesn't even matter. There's nothing to prove. I guess that's a long-winded way of saying there's nothing to prove. I don't know why, but I just wanted to share that, because I think a lot of people can probably relate to that. You are God consciousness. You are a divine child of God. You are gifted. You are meaningful. You are valuable. You've got it. You've got it. Whatever it is in your heart that you're bringing out, that you're actualizing, literally whatever it is, whatever you are bringing that is meaningful to you, it's within you. It's yours. You can't undo it. And that leads right into what I want to say. The biggest heart of what I want to say today. Speaking on activating your mission. And whatever that means to you right now. Whatever you're working on, whatever beautiful light you're trying to bring into this world, whether it's a project, a creative project, helping people, activating your abilities, any kind of goal or dream that's coming from your heart. That's what I'm speaking of at this time. There's a few qualities that you can cultivate in your life every single day, and it is actually just after a new moon, so right now is actually a really good time to set these intentions of what you want to cultivate. It really, really does help. I'll talk about more of that in a second, but there's some qualities that I've been learning, and this is, this is nothing new. I feel like a lot of people know this, but I feel called to really remind everyone of this because it's been reminded to me, and it's helped me so much when it comes to activating, this is the best way I know how to say it, is activating your mission. There's a few qualities that if you start intending it to be in your experience, these are internal qualities. It has nothing to do with the physical world. But if you can start really making it one of your main priorities to start cultivating these qualities within yourself, no matter what's going on around you, just make it a goal to start nurturing these qualities, no matter where you are right now. This is the core of what is going to completely change everything in your life. That might be a bold claim, but it's really true, and it's really simple. And these qualities are gratitude, appreciation, being thankful for everything in your life, satisfaction, being satisfied, cultivating satisfaction, and confidence. Knowing that you can do whatever you set your mind to. And that has to do with trusting yourself, trusting your abilities, trusting God, trusting the universe, trusting your guides, trusting that you can do it. So these are 3 qualities that are coming up for me right now really strong, and I just want to share it because it's like, as I nurture just these 3 qualities and everything that comes with them, because, I'll get into that in a moment, I'm just amazed at how much it's changed my state of being, and it just changes your state of being so much that it's incredible. And there's no way when you cultivate those qualities, there's no way that it won't reflect to you in your physical life as all kinds of success and all kinds of joy and all kinds of bliss, really tapping into high vibrations. And I believe, at least for me, that's what I meant to do. And I'm not saying, not acknowledging the turmoil and the insanity of the matrix and of the world, but like I have said multiple times, we are in this world but not of this world. And I think, for me at least, the best way I can show up is by continuing to build myself and be in these high states. Again, not saying I'm not doing my shadow work or being aware of the evil and the darkness, but for me, I've noticed that, again, if I can really get into these high states, these 5D states, whatever you want to call them, it just makes it so much easier for me to show up for people and to help people, naturally. Because, I see all this suffering and I see all this, just insanity, in this hatred and this projecting and all this stuff that's really being highlighted right now. And for me, I just think that, again, being able to cultivate these high qualities and be in my bliss from the inside out, that's one of the best ways that you can help humanity. So And that's all connected to everything I want to say. But I want to go into these qualities because I feel like, especially for a lot of like really empathic people and light working people and people that, maybe have a tendency to perhaps people please or play it small, which is pretty much everyone, honestly, because that's part of the programming that we've received. So I feel like these three qualities can really, really help to break you out of that. So anyways, let me just dive right into this, getting even deeper with these three main qualities of appreciation, gratitude, being satisfied, being fulfilled in the present moment, and being confident and trusting in your abilities. So let's start with the first one, gratitude. I've already talked about this. I feel like everyone knows this, but I can't stress enough how important it is, because there's so much to be thankful for. And if you watch and observe yourself every single day, you can really, for me personally, like it got to a point, because I could be really stubborn, it got to a point where I really had to realize, like, I'm not really being grateful for all the things in my life. And this has to do with abundance as well. All of this also has to do with abundance. And abundance can actually be really hard to teach, because this is actually what it's about. It's about getting out of that lack mentality and that scarcity mentality of always focusing on what's not good enough. Always focusing on what you don't have. Getting in those loops. This is how you actually get out of those loops. There's so many different things I want to touch on here. So all these things will actually definitely 100% make you way more tapped into your abundance as well, whether it's financial abundance or any kind of abundance, creative abundance, energetic abundance. Abundance can mean a lot of things, but it just means really being tuned in with the universe and trusting God, trusting the universe, trusting yourself. It's hard to use words sometimes, but so that's the importance of gratitude is because, and that's why I got into the abundance, is because if you're not even appreciating the blessings you have in your life, yet if you wanna expand, there's kind of an energetic conflict there. If you're not even appreciating the things you do have, not even appreciating the things you have achieved. And this is that real inner work that can be hard sometimes. Again, if you're kind of in like a bitter state or a scarce mindset state, you feel like you don't have enough, you feel like you're not good enough, you feel like you're lacking. Again, whether it's money, you're lacking confidence, you're lacking faith, you're lacking whatever it is. Lack can be such a tricky loop, because we stay in these states of, I want this, but I can't have it. I want this, but I can't have it. I want this, but I can't have it. The only way to break that loop is to be satisfied, to be grateful now, to cultivate feelings of gratitude and satisfaction now. And again, how do you do that? You just have to start taking these steps. The first one is creating the intention. Again, it's a new moon, so it's a great time to start this, is setting the intention. I want to be more grateful. I want to be more satisfied. I want to feel more fulfilled in my life every single day. I want to feel confident in my life every single day, because it's these little things every single day that make the biggest difference in your life. So the first thing is setting the intention. And something I like to do, I like to write, and I like to ponder on things, contemplate on things, and that really helps me do the inner work. So, you can ask yourself questions like, how can I be more grateful? What am I grateful for? And you just do these little things every single day as you feel called, and just, what would it look like if I was satisfied? What would it feel like? And this is the thing, is if you, again, set these intentions and you reach out to your higher self, you reach out to God, you reach out to your guides, you reach out to your angels, you reach out to the universe. I'm telling you, we literally have when people say we have a team, if you don't know that, we literally have a whole team around us, co-creating and corresponding with us, 100%. I'm a witness to it every single day. So tap into that. That's really what it is tap into that. Ask, how can I be more grateful? You know, it's not as hard as you think. The ego wants to make a mountain out of a molehill. It's really not as hard as you think to start cultivating these things. How, you know, just ask yourself the right questions and do the work, because it's a choice. You know, everything is a choice. You know, you can wake up and, you know, make some delicious coffee exactly how you like it, and you already have so many things that you could acknowledge that you're grateful for. You know, you woke up most likely in a warm bed, and you have running water, and you have coffee, you know, you have cream, you have maple syrup, you know, you have whatever you put in it, you have a stove to heat up the water, or a coffee maker, you know, whatever it is. Like, do you know how many things, like, you went to the bathroom, you have a clean bathroom, you know, have you ever had to use a really awful bathroom that's infested with mold or anything crazy like that? Like it's not fun. Like there's so much to be grateful. You have legs, you even got up, you know, like, so that's what I'm saying, is like, it doesn't, there's literally some, when you there's it's just like, there's a level of gratitude that's necessary to even get to any, like, higher levels of consciousness. There's a certain level of gratitude, and you can always be more grateful. It's always going to be more, it's always going to be expanding. To be grateful, to be appreciative, being appreciative of things. And I'm not going to harp on this too much, because I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, and we all know this, but it doesn't matter how much you know this if you don't practice it. And that's the thing where a lot of people, I think, slack, is like, they don't want to actually practice it. So it's time to really be honest with yourself, you know, because I know that I like I said before, I was stubborn, you know, and there's been many times when it's like, yeah, I should be grateful, but no, just do it now. Just do it now. Because if you know anything about creating your reality, literally, if you know anything about creating your reality, it's gratitude, satisfaction, and confidence. That's like 3 of the main pillars, I would say. At least that's what I'm focused on right now, that it doesn't even matter what you're doing. If you have those 3 emotions cultivating within you, you're literally going to be like, everything around you is going to work out for you. That's literally how it works. And it doesn't mean you won't have contrasts, and you won't be expanding, and you won't be still experiencing things you don't like, but it means you're just going to be in a whole new level. You're going to be completely leveled up with your state, with your wisdom, with your knowledge, with your understanding. Literally, it's going to be unbelievable how things are always working out for you, and amazing new experiences are coming into your life. And when contrast does arise, it's not going to be like, you know, some like major big deal. It's going to be like, okay, you know, well, I don't want that, so now I know what I do want, and I have confidence in myself that I can get through this, and that, you know, I can create what I want. I have confidence that I can learn the lesson that my higher self wants me to learn here with as much grace as possible, and having compassion for myself. And it's smooth, you know? And another thing I want to mention here, I've mentioned before, with creation, is, you know, the way I look at it is that your thoughts are electric and your emotions are magnetic. And where a lot of us, we're so in our head, so it's like, you might think in your mind, like, I want to activate these abilities, I want to have more money, I want to travel, I want to, you know, have this relationship, I want to do all these things, and you can get really, really specific. And that is part of creating. And for many of us, I think that's the easy part. Is just, you can imagine all of these awesome things you want to experience, that you deserve, that you are worthy of experiencing. You are worthy of experiencing. But then you're sitting here not feeling worthy of experiencing it. You're sitting here being ungrateful. You're sitting here, even if you had these things, if you're not having gratitude and you're not feeling satisfied and you're not feeling confident, it's just not a vibrational match. So that's the point I'm saying, is, so those emotions, those feelings of gratitude, of satisfaction, of confidence, those are the magnets. That's what you need. That's what's going to pull everything you want towards you. You know, again, I'm preaching to the choir. If anyone knows anything about, like, what people call law of attraction, that's just how it works. I just feel like it's important to have a reminder, because, you know, as we're entering in these completely unparalleled times where we're getting more powerful, we're getting more activated, there's more being asked of us, you know. And at the same time, you know, we're being witness to the downfall of the Matrix, and things are going to keep getting more intense, you know. That's, I mean, the whole Matrix is going to collapse. I've been saying that since day one, you know. So it's just really important that we remember that we are creator beings, and this is how we create. And I'm telling you, you know, if you feel called to really, no matter where you are, even if you already have these things, just remember more and more, you can always expand on your appreciation of life, valuing the things in your life, because we are all so blessed, you know. Even if you're going through it, if you can just start appreciating things more. And again, it can be a process, because if you're bitter, and there's no judgment, because I've been there, we've all been there. If you're really bitter, or maybe you're in a hard situation, that ego's like, you know, that ego doesn't want to be grateful. And, you know, we can honor that, and we can say, I understand that, you know, you're bitter, but this is how we turn it around. This is how we rise up from the ashes. Especially if you're going through a hard time, this is important. You know, especially if you're falling into states of fear and lack. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, this is actually, more than anything, this is who this is for, because I understand and I relate to that. You know, especially if you're in fears of lack or fear about anything. If you start cultivating gratitude, you really take your power back. That's really what it is I'm trying to say. Be grateful towards people who have helped you. Be grateful for teachers who have taught you. Be grateful. Be grateful. Think about it. I think about it every single day. It's part of my morning meditation. Who has helped me in my life? I'm thankful. Who is continuing to help me in my life? I'm thankful. I send them my love. I send them bubbles of light. I send them love. You know, there's so many people. This YouTube channel, I'm so blessed to have this and to be connected with you guys. I send you guys love. Thank you. You know, thank you. There's so much, you know, and when you do this, you start to see how blessed you really are. And again, that's when the blessings really start to amplify. So, yeah, you might, because sometimes, you know, we want to create these things, and we might actually already have them in a way. We're just not able to see them because we're seeing through the lens of lack. We're seeing through, like, these glasses of scarcity. We can't even see the blessings that are right in front of our face, let alone start to create new ones. So don't underestimate that. Don't underestimate how ungrateful your ego can be. And I say that with all my love, but don't underestimate it. Because no matter, again, last thing I'll say about gratitude for now, no matter what you're trying to create, if gratitude isn't a main pillar, appreciation isn't a main pillar in your life, you're gonna have a lot of turmoil. I don't know how else to say it than that. Whatever you're trying to create, be grateful for it. Be grateful for the progress you do have. Another thing that helps when it comes to creating and expanding your reality is finding proof. This helps a lot, you know, and I know it can be baby steps. If you're really bitter, just do little things every single day. Especially the best time when you're trying to have a new habit of anything, a new habit of gratitude, do it when you wake up and do it before you go to bed. And if you're really committed, do it sometime in the middle of the day. And as much as possible, but even if you can just do that, make it a point to do that 2 or 3 times a day in the beginning, you're golden. And we'll get into confidence in a moment, because that has to do with all of this as well. Maybe I'll just jump right into that. Let's talk about confidence. Because another thing that is related to all this is having real confidence in yourself. This is another big part of where your power lies, where a lot of us, you know, again, we have trauma, and we've been programmed to where we don't really feel that confident. And this is another thing where it's always going to be building and expanding, and it's a deep part of your healing. Because even for me, in some ways, you know, I feel like I'm a pretty confident person. You know, but then, you know, there's always room for growth. There's always room for growth, because you go deeper within yourself, and you may find deep parts of yourself where you maybe don't believe in yourself as much as you could now. Maybe you don't believe in yourself. Maybe you don't trust yourself. Maybe you don't believe that you are capable of achieving anything that you want, anything that you can set your mind to. Maybe you don't, maybe you have moments of self-betrayal, trauma in you. Maybe you don't really believe that you can create your reality. And maybe you don't really believe that you're worthy. So this is when it comes to confidence. And again, what that means is a big part of that is being able to believe in yourself. Really, really believe that I am capable, I am able, and I am willing. If you are willing and able, you're willing to commit to what you're trying to create, even if it means having to change, having to be uncomfortable, having to do new things. If you're that committed to what you're trying to create, be honest with yourself. Are you that committed? Are you? And if the answer is yes, then you will do it. That's really what it is. And that's, again, where you cultivate the confidence. And you'll start seeing, as you do this, you'll start seeing the proof. And it's good to start finding the proof now, because that's what the mind really likes. Helps to change your belief systems, is what I'm trying to say. Is if you have a belief that I'm not capable, well, start thinking about what have I achieved? We've all achieved things in our lives, and remember, to me, there really is no such thing as failure other than giving up, because no matter, the most successful people have made the most tremendous mistakes, and they kept going, because you learn things from mistakes. It's not a big deal, really. You don't got to beat yourself up about it. Just take responsibility and look back and think, what are all the things I have achieved? I did do this, I did do that, I did do that. It doesn't matter how small or how big. Have gratitude for that, and you start cultivating confidence in yourself. Really, really important that we believe in ourselves and we trust ourselves. I can do it. I can cultivate gratitude. I can create the life of my dreams. I can serve humanity. I can do it. I can do the thing I want to do. I am committed. I can do it. So that's confidence. And then the third one is a satisfaction. And this is really related to both of these things. Is being able to be satisfied with where you are, with who you are now. Being able to accept yourself fully. If you want to create a beautiful lifestyle, why would you want to create that? So that way you can feel satisfied. Why do you want to be successful? So you can feel fulfilled. Well, this is the thing you got to remember, is that the vibration always precedes the manifestation, always. So you're not going to be successful if you feel like a hungry ghost, if you feel like you're never satisfied, if you feel, and we're always going to be expanding again, but if you just feel like so disappointed or angsty or irritated with yourself or with where you are, or, why don't things work out for me, or it's like, that kind of an energy, just not really being satisfied with what you have created for yourself in this moment right now. How are you ever gonna achieve these things? That's just how I see it. On a level, I could see how being unsatisfied asks you to expand. And again, there's no judgment. There's nothing wrong with feeling these contrasting things. But when it comes to being a magnet and literally, without having to effort and control everything around you, just be able to, literally like a magnet, because we are magnets, and the more we elevate our consciousness, the more magnetic you become. You can experience this firsthand. When you're really satisfied, you feel fulfilled. You're not a hungry ghost. A hungry ghost is and we've all been in these states where it's almost gluttonous. It's just like, never satisfied. I need this, and I need this, I need this, I need this. I need all this stuff from the physical world to satisfy me and please me. It will never satisfy you, ever, because you can only be satisfied by your spirit, ultimately. There's a certain understanding you have to remember, that satisfaction comes from within, and you can cultivate it within you. like you would cultivate a plant. You know, you cultivate these seeds of satisfaction, gratitude, confidence. Again, if you start, you know, cultivating these qualities, I guarantee you, you're going to be amazed at how your life just like explodes with delight, with delightful surprises everywhere you look. So I don't know, I just wanted to share that today because that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm working on, and I felt called to share it. I feel like it will resonate and help a lot of people right now, especially if you are angsty or you're wondering, you know, if you're feeling stagnant or any of these things. I guarantee you, even just one or two of these qualities, but if you start cultivating all three, it's just like, how could you not be a witness to amazing success? And at that point, when you really feel grateful and you feel satisfied and you feel confident in yourself, and you know, it is Leo season, the lion, so maybe this is why this is coming up, like the sun, you know, having these qualities, you're gonna come into a state where you actually don't, and this is beautiful when you can be in these states where you don't need anything from the physical world to feel whole. That's what it is about, really, is wholeness. That is a beautiful place to be, my friends, because that's when you can really be so creative. And it's not such an uphill battle when you have these qualities. Again, contrast is always going to be there. You know, you're always going to have a tinge of hunger to expand in this life. And, you know, perhaps that's a good thing. That's what keeps us growing, because we're always going to be growing. We're always going to be evolving. And again, even though we're physically evolving, it's more like coming back home. That's just how I see it, because that's who we really are. You know, we incarnated in this dense reality because we knew that eventually we would remember who we really are, and we would be able to integrate that into the human experience. And through doing that, you know, we do evolve and we do grow our consciousness, but we assist Earth and we assist all of humanity. We help to pull the collective out of this dense darkness so that the Earth truly can ascend once more. It's beautiful. So that's, I guess, the last thing I want to say is remember who you are. Remember who you are. You know, I'll say that in every video if I have to. Remember who you are. Remember why you came here. And you don't have to know exactly, but you can feel it. That's all it is. It's just the feeling. It could be a subtle feeling of, you know, I'm here for a reason. Or it could even be a really clear knowing of, you know, we're here on a tremendous mission. There's so many different ways you could look at it. Many different perspectives you could look at it. But that's how, at this point, I like to look at it, because it's colossal. It's colossal. What we're going through, what we're doing here, it's colossal. I mean, that's why it's so intense, individually and collectively. There's no going back. We're literally on a whole new trajectory, and it's only going to get more obvious and more apparent. So, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. So I hope this is helpful. I love you all so much. Please let me know how you're feeling in the comments, or anything you want to add, or if there's anything you want me to ever talk about in another video. I would love to. Really appreciate all of you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Really special souls. You know, I can feel like the people who watch this are, you know, very beautiful, loving, heart-filled beings. You know, I speak very much in the heart frequency, so I know that people who listen are very heart-centered people. So, you know, be compassionate with yourself, be patient with yourself, and I will see you next time. So much love to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.